Okay, this is like poetry because it can go different ways, but each thing has many faces. So the Uranus in the 11th house of friendship, friends and enemies. Who's stable, who's not stable? You know, who's exciting? The exciting ones aren't necessarily stable. The unexciting ones, who there's a need for unconventional friendships and associations, and this ability to thrive in them. So if you have a straight job, that just might be, well, I go out and do Pilates once a week. You know, I'm going to do that. There may be something you're doing, but with a few other people, you got something you're doing with a friend. That fills up that social need. There's a need to do it. It's shocking. Let's go see this movie or let's go see that. You know, like there's a need to do that in an exciting way. When Uranus is up in the 10th house, it's the independent career. It's needing excitement around career. There's shock, there's instability, there's a lot of sudden changes, even around one's sense of status or honor. And yet it's an independent thing. You take it or you don't. If I have it there, I won't go to another board meeting because as soon as I get to a board meeting, somebody's doing something stupid. That's not right. I get upset. All my Scorpio stuff makes a judgment around it. And then I'm having to go do it myself just because I care enough to be complaining about it. I care enough that I should be providing a solution. Then I get caught being on a committee for the next 2 years and I wasn't even that strong about it, but I had an honor to do something. So my Uranus there is, it's much easier to just study, teach, write, communicate. And I've had a lot of great independent moments in astrology and music, different things. When it comes to do something different, I'm excited. I'll work to do it. But working at something where there's no glory or no excitement, it's not going anywhere, I have a lot of trouble with that. So coming through school to find a regular job, it didn't work like that way. My family split up and I had to be on my own. I had to scramble to get by to do anything. But a lot of people wouldn't have it necessarily that disruption. But often if the disruption comes, it can come in that area or the house opposite. So because it's the conjunction, the opposition, but any house that's true of. You see it in one way and you see the counterfactor by seeing the other. People are doing so much independent things at work, they may forget completely about home, the needs of the home. And all of a sudden you spend more money and you don't have the resources you need for your security. But you have to try and find a way of getting it to have your honor or your dignity for doing it. But still, you're going to want to do it your way and work through the independent ways more than trying to fit in. But that takes more time, and the partner or someone else may be challenged and saying, well, why don't you just do this? Why don't you work at this? I can't work like that. Well, we need the money. Why don't you just take that job? Well, then you see it doesn't take long for these to expand out and cause worry, because your take on this is, I'm not going to let myself be smothered where Uranus is. But that may not be tolerable to other people. So that's the nature of innovative uniqueness. In the house of morality and ethics, you have a different belief. So when I was in India, I met this one couple. The man was the Muslim and the wife was a Hindu. The grandfather and grandmother were Jains, and one of the kids was Christian, and the son and his wife were Christian. So like you had all these different religions all being in the same place, not fighting each other, but everybody maintained their own thing. I wish I had their charts, but it was like, wow, that was really incredible. And to me, seeing it. But an independent take on it will be, you won't go along with the gang so easily with Uranus there. In the 8th house, again, trust, mutual resources. There's a tendency to use it independently to see how innovative you can be with it. So you're more inclined to convince the partner that you have to use it this way, or you can have a partner that's using your resources in exciting ways. So when you take it in the 7th house of partnership, it's not just a love partnership, not just a marriage. This could be a business partnership. Anyone you make an agreement to align with, to do something together with for a period of time. There has to be something in value to both people. Something has to be shared. Each person has to compromise. You have to talk a little. You have to listen a little. And there's a give and take. When Uranus is there, things happen fast and shockingly. There's a tendency to see the excitement, but not necessarily talk about it that much. And it brings excitement that can make a breakthrough in a new kind of relationship. And exciting things can be done, but it's like when it comes down to talking about worries or sharing other ideas, it's going to be more on the not so listening, or there'll be a certain worry factor because it might be more one-sided than the other. Breakthrough, breakdown, excitement, and then anxiety, independence, and then the instability. So there's a genius potentially where Uranus is to solve the puzzle, but its foundation is the anxiety. Just like there's no ambition without inhibition. So the most ambitious people are the most inhibited. Here, the most exciting are the most anxious. Anytime I have to do a show, before I do a show on TV or anything like that, I'm always nervous beforehand. I never know what I can say. I never know. I'm always sense I'm worried. And then that nervousness, when I get there, I'm reacting in it, and it pulls out my ideas, and I end up being excitable and just responding to it. It's eccentric to other people, but it's a way that the anxiety can work to a breakthrough and be very useful. But in this case, for myself, I know what I'm talking about. I've studied astrology a long time. I've taught it a long time. So in different situations, I can react in shock and be anxious and still come out on top of it or break through with it. That works well with career. It doesn't always work that well with partnerships for me. Okay. When Saturn's in the 6th house of duty and skills, I like the improvement. There's a need to find innovative improvements, unusual things, exciting things to do. You might want to be vegetarian. You might want to eat differently, work at something different, be more independent. Maybe one day I'll have my job, but I'm going to get this skill and be good at it. Performance, need exciting relationships. I want to have shock, excitement around. I want to have exciting play. Don't you think I'm exciting? Don't you think this is different? Like you're trying to get the attention of the partner by performing in an exciting way. That's good if the partner notices, but if the partner says, oh yeah, hon, okay, I'm going to watch TV, go to bed. Like it's insulting to someone that's looking for excitement around the performance. But at the same time, even though that anxiety can be there, the ability to find something special to perform with, something exciting to perform, something special to do, it's there. It comes out of that anxiety. So that's what you strive for, the genius or the excitement, the innovativeness from Uranus. So even in the 4th house, the security, the home, the mother, you want to be independent of your mother, but you don't want to worry about your mother. So, but you don't want to live together, but you might want to be able to take care of her. But there's in that process a lot of innovative ideas of how to live, how to be. It's going to be colored by the sign. It's going to be so it's a story you have to develop. But the sense of security, home, mom, family, feeling okay. There's a high energy. This isn't enough. This isn't enough. This isn't good enough. This isn't. So you almost worry because you're not feeling it. None of this is good enough, and you have to find the excitement. But it's almost neurotic to anybody else looking at it. But the challenge there, I got to live my own way, live in my own place. If we're going to get together, we got to be in an unconventional place. It'll trade off. It can be a lot of other areas. I just try to follow through as best as I could with my focus right now and with the time we have. But this is how you work it. You work the chart. You take a planet. In all this work with the signs, we're reinforcing, we're understanding the signs again and again and again. Almost it's being rubbed in like scales in music. But we're applying it to each planet, so we're understanding each planet differently. And we're seeing subtleties that the things we were concerned with here are very different than the approach we take to Saturn or to Jupiter or to Mars. Each planet has its own level of consciousness. And by doing this, we're starting to see, we're learning about each planet and how it works, how each planet works differently at each level. Okay, so we've had enough excitement. Class is over and it's recorded properly. Lucky. Okay, next week we have romance and adventure. We got Neptune in the houses to do. So the great dreams, the big schemes, the romance and the adventure, that can get in us a lot of trouble. You ever believed in someone that doesn't believe in you? Or in someone that isn't worthy but you think you got to hold in anyways? dependencies, expectations, all the Neptune things. Whew, it's quite, it's rapturous, it's guilt-ridden, you know, so like wherever Neptune is, something's not as it seems, there's some twist to it. So I'll leave you with that, and we'll, I hope you're using your worksheets, but when we get through the whole class, you can send the worksheets in and I can just check them in. You know, we need the signs, the houses, the aspects. And as they get the worksheets, these are the things that make up the second level exam, or 90% of it. Okay. There's no exam. It is handing in worksheets and having these material covered and making the association with it. So that's it for night. Next week it's Dreamy Times, it's Looney Tunes, and we'll, I'll see you then. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye for now. I'm going to turn this off.